Okay, I'm Xiao Gang. In this lesson, we will continue looking at the append element. We didn't seem to cover append in the last class, so let's talk about it first. The application scenarios for append are quite numerous. Actually, in Blueprint, we often perform simple concatenation on two strings. Let's look at Blueprint first. Then, at this point, we will encounter the append function. That is when we need to process a segment of data. For example, in audio data, we are streaming audio data. We will receive the PCM data in segments. Then we have the second and third segments. We can perform a simple append operation on this data. Actually, in this place, we take an append. You can see a function like this. Append. Here, you can actually see it, right? After you append this, it is a string like this. It is open. Look at its comment. It says, joining two strings together and constructing a new string you can see here. So this is our KismetStringLibrary. You can see this blueprint class. It is a function inside the blueprint. There are some commonly used ones here. You can see a toString. Isn't it very familiar, right? This actually corresponds to the blueprint. All methods can be found within the blueprint. We won't go into detail. Let's continue by looking at our C++. We will implement it. Okay. We go back to this actor object. We continue writing below. This thing is called opens str array. I will create it first. Note that you must add a semicolon. It will only recognize it then. Then, in this area, using a kind of OCT implementation. In this area, it is an array, right? And inside this array, there are two elements. One is off, one is the model. And then at this spot, and then append it there, and then at this spot. He couldn't find the student. Let's first see if we can get into it. It can't get in, right? It should be trying to go there. To calculate this number, let's see if we can find the global one. So, did it change to this? It looks like it's working now. Then we can just set a breakpoint and execute it in the blueprint. This was executed previously. Then we might need to bring this over. This should be enough. Okay, let's execute it. If we execute it, we should do it here. We should have one called open. And then we execute it inside begin play. Okay, we have a breakpoint. Let's switch back and set a breakpoint. Okay, and then you can see that this is an array, right? Look, it has two elements inside, and this is what we use. Then we add two elements. It is hello world. And then I pan it a bit. You will find hello world of tomorrow. Hello tomorrow. That's basically what it means. So this is a simple, the best way to use it. Then let's continue looking at if sometimes we often run into something called unique, why and how it works. We just don't need the numbers in this. Elements that are duplicated. For example, if we record a whale tip cc in the CN, then I want to make every NPC when I want them all to perform this celebratory action together. I want all the items in this list to be unique objects. So we can actually use this thing inside AddUnique. So we will first demonstrate to you all if in this number, if you already have an exclamation mark, and then you add this exclamation mark, you will find that it won't generate an extra exclamation mark. Okay, then we write another method and then execute it. let's add an int. It's just that, actually, we should stick to this approach. Still, let's just stick with that one. Let's just add a parameter number. Okay, actually, the struct does this too, but your struct must undergo a simple overload. We will continue discussing this later. So how do we write this part? Then we can take this previous one and attach it. Or we let it return a TLV stream. We do it like this. We also need to return a TLV stream. Then in this place, just let it return. Return it. So at this point, we'll connect it. Then we won't need to write the code before this. Of course, this might cause some bugs. Our methods aren't independent, but we will write the method like this for now. Then we will apply this. If we execute it twice, actually, it won't add such an exclamation mark. We can try it. Let's wait for it to start up. Okay, let's try this now. Similarly, we set a breakpoint. You will notice that it has already turned into an infected sign. After this function executes, it did not add a new exclamation mark. So the reason is this. We will continue looking down, and then this places. You can go to the designated position and insert this element or other fundamental ones. This spot is at index 1, this spot. So this index, let's look at the original. This one is 0. These 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 value lin, ag, 2, 3, 4. In the place where 1 is inserted, then the original position of 1 will move 1 spot back. So it's like this situation. Then let's implement this. Let's grab this source first. We call this an inset. Then let's close it like this. Then let's do this. Let's try a different initialization method. You initialize it like this. Okay, so the result we get should look like this. Let's run it. And then we'll take it here. Let's move it down a bit. We've already written a lot. Okay. And then over here, let's just pause for a moment. Okay. You see that after it executes, it will have an extra blave here. So there is absolutely no problem at this point. Okay, let's take another look at this set number thing. This set number, actually it mainly is, we can preset the number of this element. If the new quantity is greater than the current quantity, then it will use the default construction function to build it. If it is less than the current quantity, then the subsequent ones will be shifted. So this is a simple example. Then we write and complete it. So what should we do? We'll write it into a function. Type number CDRME. Then we first expand the capacity and then reduce the capacity. Okay. So first we initially had something like this. Then we directly state number you will find that this place has several state numbers. We will extend it later. But if there is a place like this, we mainly need to differentiate. There might be some issues differentiating this area if you use the following, because it will have, whether or not it loses the default constructor. It is possible that after expanding, the memory region afterward actually did not perform any zeroing. And this actually just fills it with 0. This is basically just allocating memory to you. This is the allocation. Let's take a look at this memory. Triggering a function for execution. We give it a 10, and then we give it a 5. What does it look like when we test these two lines of code? I change the voltage point. Okay, we're here. Come here. We'll go here and do SetNum. We should give him an X. I remember that finding it like this isn't good. Ah, he is SetStringLibrary. He doesn't have this. Why is that? Let's type it out and try. Let me check why there's nothing here for him. Please like, subscribe, share, and donate to support the Mingjing and the Andean series.